Today I'm going to be giving you guys 3 single stick exercises that are going to help you begin your Filipino martial arts journey. 2 are going to be technical exercises and 1 is going to be an attribute building exercise that's going to help you build the elastic muscles for speed and power that Grant Tuan always talks about. So let's not waste any more time, let's begin. The first drill is going to be derived from our 5 attacks, and essentially it's a way for us to get really familiar with these diagonal lines. Now these diagonal lines are really important for us because we use them for offense, we use them for counter offense, we use them for setups, we use them for all sorts of things. And so in our basics, at least in the basics of Pikirita Shakali, these diagonal lines form a really key part of building us up to be really versatile, powerful fighters. A couple of things to remember though before we begin. The first is that where these knuckles are, these knuckles here, not the punchy knuckles but these knuckles here, where those knuckles are is where the edge of my blade is, and so I always want my edge to be aligned. Later on I can use the side of the blade to maybe slap before I cut. I can use the back of the blade to maybe guide something away and then I can cut. But in order to do any of these things I need to know where my edge is, so you must keep your edge aligned. We're going to start by imagining a clock in front of our head. So 12 o'clock is in front of my head, 6 o'clock is in front of my groin, and my first 4 attacks are going to use these clock faces. I'm going to go 1 o'clock all the way down to 7 o'clock, that's my angle 1. 11 o'clock all the way down to 5 o'clock, that's my angle 2. 5 o'clock all the way up to 11, that's my angle 3. 7 o'clock all the way up to angle 1 o'clock, that's my angle 4. So once again, 1 to 7 is my angle 1, 11 to 5 is my angle 2, 5 to 11 is my angle 3, and 7 to 1 is my angle 4. So these are my diagonal as well as my reverse diagonal lines. In the beginning, the way that we want to practice this is in order. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can coordinate this with your footwork in any way that you want, making sure that my edge is aligned all the time, right? But eventually you can start playing around with this, because actually what it is forehand, backhand, backhand, high forehand, high backhand, low or medium forehand, low or medium backhand. My 1 and my 4 are connected, right? They follow this 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock to 1 o'clock line. My 3 and my 2, or my 2 and my 3 are connected. They follow this 11 to 5, 5 to 11 line. And so at least in the beginning we are trying to still follow this forehand backhand format, but you don't have to go 1 2 3 4. You can also go 1 4 3 2. You can also go 3 2 1 4. It's really up to you, as long as these are fluid slashes. Now we've talked at length about what is a fluid slash on this channel. A fluid slash is any slash with a follow through. So as long as these are fluid slashes, they still count. Why fluid slashes? The follow through gives me power. When I want to hit hard, I use this follow through. There are disadvantages to this, which we will talk about, but this follow through gives me power. So when I want to hit hard, I want a nice big follow through. So all 4 of these attacks, at least for now, are fluid slashes, and you can coordinate them however you want. You can mix and match however you want, as long as, again I'm saying, we are going forehand, backhand, at least for now, until you master this, and then you can break this pattern into whatever it is that you want. At least for now, forehand, backhand, backhand. Now the downside of fluid attacks is that while they might be powerful, they take a long time to recover from, so that I can attack with the next one. Now of course there are ways to move around this. There are different things that we can do to mitigate the time that it takes to recover from that really committed slash. There are many things we can do. In contrast, our broken strikes are any strike without a follow through. Now I can return to the same place where I began, or I can go somewhere else, other shoulder to the other hip. It's up to me, but these have follow through. My broken slashes do not have a follow through, right? That's the main hallmark of a broken slash. We want to be able to combine my broken and my fluid slash together, because the broken slashes, because they don't have that follow through, they have less power, But because they don't have follow through, I can recover much faster than if I was going fluid slash. So I can string a bunch of broken strikes together in the same amount of time that it might take me to recover from one fluid slash. I've been able to attack multiple times with broken slashes. I can also add thrusts at the end of my broken slashes, right? I don't have to slash all the way through. I can slash and come back with a thrust, slash and come back with a thrust. So I can chain multiple attacks together in a short period of time with broken slashes. But to be effective, I need to be able to combine them. So the combination is angle 1 broken, which is, remember, 1 o'clock. So I'm just hitting 1 o'clock, pulling it right back, 1 to 7. Then angle 2 broken, 11 o'clock, pulling it back. Angle 2 fluid, 11 to 5. Broken, fluid, broken, fluid, broken, fluid, broken, fluid. The mistake you're going to make when you go broken is you're going to cut all the way down till here. No, we want to hit just 1 o'clock and pull it back, and then fluid 1 to 7. We want to hit just 11 o'clock, pull it back, then 11 to 5, right? I'm not cutting down right now. I want to learn how to pull my weapon back. I want to learn how to pull my weapon back before launching into some kind of a powerful strike. I want to take a quick break in this video to tell you a little bit about the exclusive content that we offer on our YouTube memberships as well as on our Patreon page. On both pages, we have extended versions of the YouTube videos that go out over here for free for you guys. We also have something called the drill of the week, where I take single stick, double stick, single knife, double knife, stick and knife, empty hands, and every week I give you a set of drills that you can spend the whole week practicing. On Patreon, however, we have two other series. One is called a 2 Horns Training Thoughts, where I'm giving you my thoughts on the martial arts, my approaches to training, my approaches to preparing fighters, some of my memories, just again my views on the martial arts. The other is a series called Ancient Arts, Modern Warriors, where you and me get to geek out or nerd out on the martial arts in an extended version. So we're talking about the evolution of the martial arts, the relevance of the martial arts, how they're connected to each other, their future. Again, it's just an extended way for you and me to geek out on the martial arts together. So if you'd like to know more about any of these pages, please do check out the links in the description and the pinned comment down below. Thank you guys so much for your support. Now back to the video. So this is the attribute building drill. What I'm essentially doing is a jab, a stick jab. My stick is moving in a straight line and coming back. It's not at an arc, it's not an angle 2, it's going straight. The idea is I want to snap the weapon back, okay? So we're going to do this with our footwork. We're just going to do open triangle footwork. I'm going to step, come back, step, come back. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to step to one side, one jab, other side, one jab, come back, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way to 10. I don't know if the last bit came because my assistant may have gone out of frame, got the stick out of frame. But the idea is I'm coming back and I'm constantly bang, 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 right? Hitting and pulling it back, hitting and pulling it back. We want to go all the way up to 10. So you're stepping 1, switch sides, 1, switch sides, 2, switch sides, 2, switch sides, 3. Look how I'm pulling the weapon back to my shoulder. It's not this. I'm not flicking with my wrist. My whole arm is going out. It's a shoulder motion. And I'm snapping the weapon back to my shoulder as well. I'm not leaving it out there. One super important thing to remember, and this should go without saying, is that I must practice with both hands equally. If I don't, I'm never going to get the full benefits of the Filipino martial arts and never truly be functional, because this hand is always going to be dead and later this hand becomes really important. So I want to practice with both hands. So however many reps or however many time limit or rounds that you are doing with your right hand, you must do the same drills for the same amount of time on your left hand. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, if you learned from what you saw, please do like and share this video. If you have anything to add, any comments, any questions, please do leave that in the comments down below. Please do subscribe to the channel. All of these things really help out our school and the channel a lot. A huge thank you to everybody on our YouTube memberships and everybody on our Patreon page. Thank you guys so much for your support. If you'd like to know more about the exclusive content that we offer on either of the pages, check out the links in the description and the pinned comment down below. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next video.